Hey guys, I'm Thayse and today I came to talk to you about the pandemic in Brazil. Yeah, so if you're curious how we are dealing with, once that we have like terrible numbers, I'm here to explain the situation from my perspective. Once that I got back to Brazil last year and I'm in the middle of the situation. So, first of all, let's talk about the lockdown. Yeah, we got in few cities lockdown, but that was not in the whole country. So, for example, my city, João Pessoa, last year in March, they decided to get in lockdown from March until June. And in the middle of that lockdown, I got surprised when I discovered that, for example, in some cities like Brasilia, Brazil's capital, everything was open, like stores, libraries, shopping malls. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was a huge problem. Then we got a problem with the economy. Yeah, because of the lockdown situation, a lot of, I don't know the word in English, like business people, like people that has business in Brazil. Damn it, I need to study more vocabulary, right guys? Hey, it was actually right. It was businessman, but let's talk about the other word that's hard to pronounce. Entrepreneurs. Okay, so a lot of entrepreneurs got in real problem because their stores were closed, because we were in lockdown and few of them got without money to keep you know paying their workers, their laborers while they were at home. So and I mean, like, and also small business people got in real trouble because they didn't have money enough to pay their own bills. So I mean, like, they got in a dilemma. Should I fire or should I keep my worker? And how I'm going to pay their salary? And worse, how I'm going to pay the bills like energy bills, water bills, internet, the renting of the shop, and my own bills at home. What I should do? So because of that, a lot of um, business bankrupted, and closed the doors. I swear to you. Here in João Pessoa, we have an avenue that is the most important, maybe. We call that Epitácio Pessoa. So I remember that I saw a lot of shops just with some boards saying off, closed, selling. It was really hard. So during that situation, we got in a bad moment because some cities were in lockdown and that local economy got broken. In some other cities, everything was open and it was a problem because Brazilians they got in panic between March and April from last year. What's a completely different situation now, but we'll get there. So basically, yeah, those places we got like stores open and a huge part of society at home because they were scared. So they were not going out to buy things. Just to understand, for example, in supermarkets, we were without a lot of things like alcohol to sanitize the hands, that thing. We didn't have masks to people use it. People started to buy in a crazy level a lot of paper toilets. I don't know why. I never understood why paper toilets. So anyway, it was really, really hard. Okay. So anyway, after and during that moment, our president was giving amazing, amazing statements like, oh, it's just a flu, it's not a real thing. He was just following the same politics that Mr. Trump in USA. And boom, we got like two presidents of democratic countries, completely different. Third world country, Brazil, America, USA, first world country. And we are talking about completely different countries. One was like rich, one was like poor, and they follow the same amazing ideas. So because of those not smart politicians, I'm going to try to be polite on this video. So because of those stupid ideas of them, the numbers of people dying and getting a lot of COVID in USA and in Brazil, it was like super high. That screwed those countries, okay? So anyway, the society started to pressure a lot Mr. Bolsonaro, okay? So because of that, the government decided to do some things. The first thing, I actually, because I'm a labor lawyer, so I know what I'm talking about. I recorded some videos on my other channel that is in Portuguese where I actually talk about labor law, about law career, anyway, but it's in Portuguese, nothing connected with that one. So he edited some law, okay, saying that businessmen could give vacations to their workers. To do that, to understand that, that's complicated because in Brazil, everyone that is a worker can get 30 days, like a month, of paid vacations. You receive one salary plus 1/3 of the salary as a gratification for your holidays. So anyway, the government said, okay, you can send everyone home in vacations, okay, and you can pay their salaries in the end of those vacations of 30 days, and you can renew those holidays, those paid holidays, for a while. So when they got back, they it's kind of like they will in a debt with their employers, because for example, I should work 1 year to take a month of paid holidays, but if we are in a pandemic and my boss is giving me 2-3 months of paid holidays, that means that from now on I'm going to be forced to work 2 or 3 years without get new holidays. And that was a shit situation because the employers still got like in the same situation, like where I'm going to make money to pay those people to stay at home. So after more pressure, and during that time a lot of people were fired and got without money, it was really hard. So after a while, the government decided to create some kind of benefits. So the company could send someone home for a month and the government would pay their salary. The employer could reduce the journey, for example, in 25%, 30%, 70%. So the government would pay a benefit to the worker and the employer would pay the difference. So you could adopt or the suspension of the contract for a month and then reduce the journey, the hours that the worker would work, or you could just keep them like for 3 months at home, but the limit was about between those measures, it was 3 months, 90 days. So basically, we got some companies sending people to stay at home for 3 months, other that sent people to stay at home 1 month and then they got back with reduced hours. But anyway, after a while the government renewed that situation. So who wasn't fired, it was in a better situation because now they could receive a benefit from the government. And the situation was because we get a lot of informal workers. So those people, they didn't receive benefit with their salary from the government, and a lot of them got fired. So after a long path, Bolsonaro created a new benefit called auxílio emergencial. It's like emergency auxílio, emergency help, something like that. So basically, who didn't have money to pay their bills could receive a benefit in the value of 600 reals. That's so cheap. You have no clue. It's not the minimum salary. So imagine someone that was fired and lost like 2,000 of reals suddenly just get 600 reals to support their bills at home. It was terrible, guys. Just to understand, making a comparison, 1 real now means 7 pounds or 6 euros. So can you do the math? So basically, the value of that benefit, it was like 5 pounds. I swear to you, 600 of reals means 5 pounds. It's just terrible. That was how terrible the situation was, and that's it. Oh yeah, and they also created another one that it was for single moms, but not a lot of people received that one. It was in 1,200 reals. Anyway, during that time, Pfizer started to talk to our government, offering their vaccine, So a lot of countries from Europe were like making contracts with Pfizer to buy the vaccines, and Mr. Bolsonaro didn't want. So I read a few weeks ago an article about the, how can I say that in English? Ministro de Saúde. It was like health minister of his government saying that they didn't sign the contract with the Pfizer because the Pfizer didn't want to sign a paper getting responsibilities of the transport of the vaccines and also for damage suit in case of the vaccine get problem. And the Pfizer was just saying, but Mr. Bolsonaro, every country is signing the same contract. And that was hard. During that time, São Paulo's governor, Mr. Doria, decided to buy Coronavac, the Chinese vaccine, because our shit government was not buying the Pfizer vaccine. So it was a really, really huge problem. And they started to get like public discussions. Doria, that probably will want to trying to be president in the next elections, and Mr. Bolsonaro, that was giving statements, say that he didn't believe in the Chinese vaccine. But guys, it's vaccine. A Chinese vaccine is better than no vaccine because we are in a fucking pandemic. And Mr. Bolsonaro was not buying Pfizer vaccine. Wow, it was hard. Anyway, while that shit was going on, few cities like Trump and Bolsonaro were opening again because the economy was like bankrupted. We weren't be able to support the lockdown. Yeah, because the government was not effective enough. So they decided to adopt social distance. People was using masks. People was sanitizing a lot their hands with that shit that we call álcool in Portuguese. I never know in English alcohol, but every time that I say that, I just think about drinks. Anyway, so basically, my life is now go from home to work from home, buy food in the supermarket, and that's it. Sometimes I try to jog on the beach, but that's it. I'm not going to pubs, bars, clubs, whatever, because I know that we are in a fucking pandemic. But because our president didn't take that shit seriously, a lot of people are agglomerated in bars and restaurants, and those places are opening because they need to sell, they need to make money because the economy, it was a shit. So now we have different kind of Brazilians. We have Brazilians that are going out to party in a fucking pandemic, I swear to you, and some others that are truly scared and are trying to get at home, and who is in the middle like me. I'm going out because I need to work, but that's it. I'm not going to socialize. I don't remember the last time I saw my friends. I swear to you. I basically just see my siblings because we work together. And finally, they started to vaccine people with the coronavirus. My mom actually took the first dose few days ago, maybe 10, 15 days ago, anyway, because she's a doctor and because she's also old. And they also bought the Oxford vaccine, and the Pfizer gave more statements say, hey, I didn't sell to Bolsonaro because I didn't want to buy. So, hey, let's see who is going to lose the next elections, like happened with Trump. And hey, do you think that Bolsonaro will follow his twin same statement and will say, wow, that was a fraud, that was not elected by the people? Shocking. Yeah, guys, that's how hard the situation it is in Brazil. In the middle of the situation, I was forced to postpone my plans about go back to London. But hey, I'm a Brazilian and Brazilians never give up. So if you got interested in this video and you want to know more about my country, please give me a like, make a comment, and subscribe here in this channel, and you will receive notifications every time I post some new videos. I swear to you that I'm going to keep posting videos every week, maybe on Saturdays from now on, okay? See you later. Oh, in the box of informations, you can get my TikTok account and my Instagram. Bye!